This is really profound to me that life, our experience of life, everything that we experience about life is all internal. It's all within us. Like when you think about happiness, when you think about anger, frustration, anxiety, depression, joy, love, peace, um, contentment, uh, all these like irritability, um, like whatever experience you can imagine, we don't experience life on the outside of us. We experience life on the inside of us. And the more I think about that, the more profound it becomes. Because it's like, what is an emotion? What is a feeling? Like when you're angry, like you ever get angry and just ask yourself, like, why are you angry? Right? Like I do this. Like somebody do something and I get mad at them. Like a good example is like being in traffic. You know, um, I don't like the way people drive. I drive fast. My reflexes are quick. And I like to move. I like to get to where I'm going. And a lot of people don't drive like that. A lot of people aren't even able to drive like that. But so, somebody's driving real slow in front of me, you know, there's a good chance I'm gonna get mad. I'm gonna get mad about that. I'm gonna say some shit and I'm gonna whip around them. And then, like I'll ask myself, like, why did that make you mad? And then I'll say, because they were driving too slow. Okay, but why? Like, why? Why does them driving slower than you think they should drive make you mad? And the more I dig, I end up coming up with nothing. Like I end up saying, I don't even know why I was mad. And then what does it mean? Like, what does it really mean to be mad anyway? Right? It's just really, really mysterious, you know? But everything, like my experience, say like in that scenario I just gave, the person driving slow and me getting mad, my experience of life was not the person driving slow. Like my experience of life in that moment, my experience of that moment happened within me. And my experience was one of anger or frustration, right? Or even irritability. That was my experience. And when you think, it's like everything that you experience happens within you. When you say you meet the love of your life and you fall in love, that's all happening within you. The relationship is kind of like a catalyst for it, but your actual experience is happening inside of you. Our entire experience of life can be found in our emotions and feelings. That's it. That's where all of life is happening at. And so, like, you can have some really great things happening and still be unhappy. You could still be miserable while having wonderful things happen. And like, to be truthful, it happens, like that's pretty much everyone's experience of life, because most of us we complain and we're ungrateful. We're not thankful for much, if anything, while simultaneously having so much to be thankful for, so much to be grateful for. There's so much to celebrate. But our experience is not one of celebration, because thought something was after my dog. I don't know if y'all heard that in the background, but she came running for her life. But shit, I forgot where I was. You threw me off. You fucking threw me off what I was talking about. But like her experience of life just now was one of terror and fear. So I think she got too close to a fence that had a really big dog behind it and scared the shit out of her. And she came out of there running. But her experience was within. It was one of fear and terror. She felt her life was in danger. That all happened inside of her. All right. Oh, so that's what I was saying. So like, um, people like we all. I don't care. It doesn't even matter, like how bad you think your life is. There's always something good happening in your life, you know, and it could be hard to see it. And sometimes, it could be harder to see it at times than others. But the fact remains that no matter, how bad you think life may be, there's also a lot of good happening. And the good that's happening always outweighs the bad. So you always have a reason to celebrate. You always have a reason to be thankful and grateful and appreciative to experience life. But that's not what we always feel, right? So that's the point. Although good things are happening, and these good things should trigger good experiences within us, we don't always experience that. Because, it's what, okay, so life is experienced on the inside of us, but what controls these experiences? What controls whether we experience happiness or unhappiness or stress or pressure or, freedom and love or hate or misery or depression or joy and peace? And like, what determines our experience? Our attention is what controls our experience. That's it. There's nothing else. Our attention. So it's what we focus our attention on. This is what controls how we experience life. So as I said, at any time in your life, there's light and dark, both existing simultaneously. No situation is all bad. No situation is all good. There's good and bad in everything. If good and bad, I don't believe in bad at all. But, more people can relate to good and bad. So I'll say it like that. But they both exist simultaneously. And whatever you give your attention to is what's going to grow or expand in your life. So, you could go through the day and have 99 amazing things happen for you in that day, and then you could have one thing happen that you don't like. And if you choose to focus on that focus your attention on that one thing that happened that you didn't like, then you're going to have a miserable day. You're going to have a bad day. Although you have 99 reasons to be happy, you have 99 reasons to celebrate, 99 reasons to be thankful. It's all about where you direct your attention. So what are you focusing on? And so this is where life becomes like a game, you know, in learning how to consciously control where you focus your attention and what you focus your attention on. And this is the thing that most of us, we're not doing. You know, we don't take charge of where our attention goes. We just let our attention go wherever it goes by default. You know, we take no ownership, we take no control over that. And so just for the large majority of us, you know, it seems like it's a law, but our attention is going to go towards negative experiences by default. And the only way we can change it, like, we got to take control of it. We have to consciously make a choice to not think or to not focus, to not give our attention to negative things. That's a conscious choice we have to make. And unless you make that choice, then your attention will just automatically be drawn to what's negative. And so then you're going to have a negative experience of life. You know, this is experiencing the dark side of life. As I mentioned before in another video, uh, you know, the types of things you experience on the dark side of life. It's depression, anxiety, stress, fear, worry, doubt, low self-esteem, self-hate, no self-love, no self-respect, insecurity, just the feeling of unworthiness, lack of belief in yourself and your abilities. You know, it really makes for a negative experience of life. So you got to take charge of that. You have to if you want to experience life in all of its beauty and awesomeness and miraculousness, you want to really experience how wonderful life is. You have to learn to take control of where your attention goes. And when your attention wants to go towards something negative, you have to you can't allow that. You have to stop it, and you have to redirect your attention towards positive things. Think about things that make you happy. Think about things that you're thankful for. And if you're struggling thinking about things that make you happy and thinking about things that you're thankful for, then think about how life could be worse. So, okay, you got some fucked up situations. You got some situations you don't like. Shit is hard. You want shit to be different. But it could be worse. So think about that. And, I've heard people say life cannot possibly get worse. It can't get any worse, but shit, yes, the fuck it can. You have never experienced life at its worst. Never, ever, ever. So, give some time into thinking about how could shit be worse, and then be thankful that it's not worse, because it really could be worse. And that's a good place to start if you're, struggling with, finding the light in your life, and go from there. But practice with everything, just like with anything, practice. They say practice makes perfect. The more you practice something, the better you get at it. And in the beginning, it's never easy, but it gets easier with time. So practice controlling what you give your attention to, and you will radically transform your life for the better. And you don't ever have to have a bad day. You don't ever have to be unhappy. These are choices. And you can stop choosing unhappiness. And you can stop choosing bad days. And you can make every day and every moment great.